my opponent's mounted on me. And in this position, I'm at a great disadvantage because he was able to obtain the mount and a lot of things he could do here, but guys, the most important thing here is to escape. Escape and protect myself. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure my elbows are inside, protecting the high mount. So he's unable to mount high on me when my elbows are in. If my elbows are not inside, he's able to mount very high, which destroys my whole escape. Go back. I want to make sure his hip is above my hip. My hip is underneath his hip. My elbows in. With my elbows in, I'm able to do some protection on my face. When he decides to, if he decides to punch, he has the greater advantage. His fist reaches my face very easily, even though my arm is longer than his arm. Look, guys, I can't reach his face. My punches are obsolete. A lot of people don't know this, that the arm here, his arm is longer, and always when he's mounting, and I'm unable to punch him. When he cocks back to punch, I bump my hip as hard as I can. Go back. I'm going to show it again. He comes back to punch in my face, bump my hip, causing both hands to reach the floor. I reach, wrapping his arm. Very deep here, the punch arm. I'm protecting myself. If he decides to punch me from the other arm, I have this hand to protect my face. Now guys, when you're practicing this drill, make sure if you notice Luke's hand here, it's turned over. Turn it back the other way. You don't want to turn it this way because you could hurt your wrist when you roll. So he's going to turn his wrist the other way. My right hand is going to end up on his hip, deep inside his hip. It's not in the rib cage, not in the leg, not in the knee, inside his hip. My feet are going to be close to get to my butt as possible. And in one motion, as I have the arm trapped, the foot trapped, I'm going to bump again, exploding through my hip, reversing the position. I bump and push with my right hand, reversing the position into a guard, which allows me to escape. I could pass and secure a side mount. Hey guys, I'm Boiuso, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Palm Beach County Sheriff. It's my student, Luke Pigeon, blue belt, competitor, and high school wrestler. And I showed a move today about escaping from the mount. One of the most dangerous positions to be in a street fight, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match, MMA fight. When a person's mounted on you, they have complete control, especially if they know how to maintain that position. And when your opponent's mounted on you and they're able to reach down and punch your face, it doesn't matter if the person is shorter, taller, their reach is longer than your reach. And what I showed with Luke was his reach was actually longer, even though his arm is shorter, to reach my face. And with my arm up, I couldn't reach his face, nor did I have leverage to execute efficient strikes or blows to his face. In that position, I only had just a few seconds to escape. You don't have a lot of time. All my leverage, all my power came from my hips. In Jiu-Jitsu, our hips are very, very strong. Of course, our legs are strong, but in our hips, we have leverage. When he did execute a strike, or try to execute a strike, I used my feet were flat on the ground. I bumped my hip straight up off the mat, causing him to land on the ground with both hands, so he wouldn't hit his face. He had to put both hands on the ground. At that point, I wrapped his arm, securing his striking arm, his power arm, locking his foot on the same side, his leg, taking away the whole right side of his body. I was able then to put my right hand on his left hip, I pushed as I bumped my hip again, easily reversing the position, creating a 50-50 position, what we call guard, where either has advantage, but I escaped a deadly position where there's only one thing that's going to happen to me. I'm going to receive tons of blows to my face or get submitted from that position, or both.